everybody. It is that time of the week again. It is Live with Kristy Wednesday, Wicked Wednesday, Werewolf Wednesday, whatever kind of Wednesday you are having. I'm having a great Wednesday, and as you can see, we have a new little setup here, kind of, sort of. This is not the finished setup, but we got my new shirt on too from Fright Rags. Got the couches over here that were over at Nightmare Cafe, so now we're using these nice comfy couches to do the podcast and do my live show. We just don't have tables set up, and we don't have our mic stands, which they just got delivered like a few minutes ago. So next time I come back, it will be like a whole other setup again. But yeah, so now we're going to the couches. I think this is a lot more comfy, a lot more cozy. And you know what I do when I sit on the couch? I kick off the shoes. Let's get comfy. Let's talk some horror movies, you guys. I'm so excited. So I'm getting comfy. Y'all get comfy. All right. So who do we got in? Hey, JB, how are you? I have a big TV in front of me now, so I'm not even looking at my computer anymore. Hello, David. Hello, Chris. Hello, Kane. Hello, Zombie Momsen. Yo, you got me a new book. Yay, well, thank you. I can't wait to see you at Texas Frightmare. Hello, Hereafter Billiards. I like that. Hello, Lester. And hello, Ryan. How are you, Nightmare Groupie? Yay, thank you for coming in. I think it'll keep scrolling. I don't think I'll have to scroll, will I?
I don't think so.
I think it'll keep scrolling, but we'll see. I might have to nope, I think it's going to keep scrolling. It looks like it. Hello, Frank. How are you? So I just got this shirt from Fright Rags, A New Dawn of the Dead. It also has a George Romero quote on the back of the t-shirt, but I'll show y'all that later. Hello, Jeff. How are you? Oh, I can't wait to see the cosplay. Yay. Y'all like this new setup? Y'all like the couch and everything? I like it. I'm comfy. I'm ready to talk horror movies. Okay, guys. So, our Nightmare podcast... Philip's being goofy. Our Nightmare podcast movie this week is The First Omen, which just came out on Friday. It's kind of what everybody's talking about at the moment. So I will be talking about The First Omen. The First Omen. Also a movie that I bought from Shout Factory. I just wanted to talk about real quick. Another Hammer horror, since I'm into the Hammer horror. Fear in the Night. Uh-oh, what happened to my picture? Oh, there it goes. Fear in the Night. So this is, like I said, I bought this from Shout Factory, so we're going to talk about this movie. And then the Festival of the Living Dead, which is the Tubi original. You know, I do my Tubi originals. So we'll talk about Festival of the Living Dead as well. Just those three movies. I have a couple honorable mentions I will talk about too, and I've got some products sitting over here we'll talk about, and whatever else. Ask me some questions, whatever. Changing your daughter's diaper. Well, I hope that's going well, Jeff. Hello, Charles. How are you? Hello, Mr. Good Guy. Everything's going good with Philip. He's right here. He's good. And yeah, Nightmare Toys is good. Wallace said hello. Happy birthday from Chris. Yes, it was Philip's birthday yesterday. We went out last night. You know what? Let me tell y'all about our night really quick last night, and then I'll move on to the movies. But, so last night we went to Peter and Luger. It's at Peter Luger's Steakhouse in Caesar's Palace. It's brand new. It just opened up not too long ago. And so we went there because we like to try our steakhouses. And, we get there at 5 o'clock right when they open. We have our own, they seat us by ourselves, like no one's around us. We have a really great waiter and everything. And we're excited to try out this new steak place, and everything looked good. We made our order. I got my lemon drop martini. He just was drinking water, I believe, since he's had the heart attack, he's got to have water. Can't have the sugary drinks no more. And then they brought out the bread. He literally takes a bite of bread. I'm in the middle of buttering my bread, and I'm like, yes, I love a good bread and butter, right? Right when we're buttering the bread, they start evacuating everybody in the restaurant. Like, it's not but 20 minutes in, literally. Apparently, they had some sort of fire in the kitchen, and then they had to evacuate everybody. And so we didn't get to eat there. I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do for your birthday dinner? Luckily, there was another steak place called Stanton Social Prime, which was also at Caesars, and we were able to get in there. So, yay. So, we still got our steak dinner. But I've never had that happen at a restaurant before where you just get evacuated like that. But yeah, that happened. We didn't win any money, so that sucked. But other than that, it was a good night. We had a good night. But yeah, so thanks everybody for telling Philip happy birthday. Let's see. They silent beyond the dead. Hello. Thank you. I appreciate the great customer service. Or if there was a boy named, should have named her Rosemary. Oh, that's a good point. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Thank you very much for joining in, everybody. Okay, so let's start talking about the first Omen. I'll try not to do any spoilers or anything, since it is still a fairly new movie. I will say this, you're gonna want to watch the podcast when we air it on Friday. Make sure we air that on Friday, Philip. There's been times that it didn't go on there. But Brian didn't really care for the movie very much, and I really liked it. So this is kind of the first time that me and Brian kind of disagree, like really disagree. So you might want to watch that to see what he's got to say and then see what I have to say. He did say something about that it was very similar to the movie Immaculate, which I haven't watched Immaculate yet, but I know some of y'all have. So I don't want to compare it to that or anything, but he was kind of comparing it to that. So I don't know. I haven't watched it. But I really, really, really liked the first Omen. It's been a minute, since I really enjoyed the story of a movie. But I really think that they tied in, this one with the original 1976 Omen very well, I thought. Somebody did bring up on my Instagram that said something about, well, didn't they say that the mother was a jackal? They did say that in the Omen, and I was thinking about that because the mother's not a jackal. The father, I guess if you want to say, is the jackal. So I don't know if where they went with the story in the first Omen, if they just kind of, I'm not sure why they did that, or maybe why they said in the original it was the mother. Maybe they said, I don't know, I'm not sure, but that was like the only thing that was a little off, because I did think about that. But they do show the jackal. They do show that. So that was interesting. The whole getting pregnant and birthing, because you see all of that in this movie, was actually very well done. But anyway, so with this movie, you have Margaret. She is an American that is coming over to Rome to join the church over there to say her vows and become a full-on sister. Okay. And then, of course, she's just finding things out within time of being there. She's finding some strange and odd behaviors. It is also kind of like a boarding school orphanage type thing too, the church. So they have a bunch of kids there, mainly girls, it seems like. And there's one particular girl that Margaret takes a liking to, because they have this particular girl kind of like locked up by herself and says that she doesn't play well with the other kids. And you can tell she's like an older teenager type girl, though. There's all kinds of age groups from baby to 18. And they say that from newborns to 18 are there. And so she's trying to find out what's going on with this girl and why she's locked up and what her story is. And so that story is unfolding, and things are unfolding within this church. And then that's where you're getting, oh, Trico, I have something to say, so don't go nowhere with what you just said. That's where you're going to start getting the story unfolding. And then it really unfolds more at the end to connect with the Omen, the original Omen, and how Damien actually was born. You get to see all that, and they connect all that. And I thought they did a excellent job telling that story and giving us the story of how Damien was actually born and what was actually going on before that, and how all this is coming into play, you know, and why there's a kid with, you know, 666 on them, and what's going on with that. You get that whole story within this movie, and I loved what they did. My only complaint about this movie is that it is 2 hours long. It's exactly 2 hours. It's a little long. And there were some moments that I thought dragged on a little bit. I did get a little bored sometimes. And at the beginning, I was kind of thinking to myself, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. Am I going to like this? I don't know. But as the story unfolded, I was liking it more and more and more. And then once they really got to that last, like, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you know, to show the birthing of Damien and where all that leads into the first Omen, or, you know, the Omen. Yeah, I just thought it tied in very well. There were some moments in this that I thought were, I don't want to use the word shocking, because at this point, are we really that shocked by stuff that they do in horror movies? I don't know, but there were, I don't know, some moments in this that were like, oh, you know, okay, they went there, you know, and they went there with some stuff. There's a lot of fluids. A lot of fluids in this movie. Let's just say that. Because there's a lot of birthing, and there's a lot of, they do show, not in detail at first until later on in the movie, but they do show somewhat of the process of the jackal impregnating a girl. So that was interesting. You do get to see the jackal at one point. I thought that was cool. The possession of Margaret, and the actress that played her, I think did a phenomenal job. Her possession scene was really insane. It was very good. All the contortions that she was doing and everything. And then it was like the pregnancy happened, and then birth happened, like, all at once. It was like this whole moment, and then stuff comes out, and I mean, it was like, whoa. It was some gross stuff. There were some gross things happening in this. And I thought a lot of it was really cool and really good. I'm glad they went there. I thought some things were a little over the top, and I wanted them to do that with this movie. You know, I wanted some of the gross stuff. And you got that. At least I think you did. Brian begs to differ, though. So Trico, he said the first Omen is better than Immaculate. Brian said he thought Immaculate was better than the first Omen. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched Immaculate, so I can't compare. But he did say that the stories are very, very similar. So, you know, I don't know. The first one generally made you scared. Oh, that's good, Charles. Yeah, I mean, there was some stuff I'm telling you, there was some stuff in this movie that I was like, oh. Yeah, I mean, I thought they did an excellent job. I think they did a better job than when they came out with the new Exorcist movie last year, if you want to compare it to that. Let's see, Jeff. It was a 40, oh, yes. The 45th anniversary of Dawn of the Dead. Yes. I think they had released, I think Fright Rags had released this shirt before. I think this was like a reprint or something. Shudder and Screambox. Oh well, there's all kinds of fun stuff on Shudder and Screambox. There's fun stuff on Tubi too. Hey Mike, how are you? Hello, Halloween King Myers. How are you? I'm great. JB Trico versus Bryant. 1, 2, 3, fight. Well, that's funny. I know I looked at Brian. I was like, what? How could you not? I don't know. I thought they did a great job with this movie. Again, like I said, I just thought that it went a little long. It was, it is kind of long, but okay. Somebody did mention that they're excited for Beetlejuice 2. I am too. I think we're all excited for Beetlejuice 2. Very excited for that. I'm also excited for Maxine. I know everybody's talking about that right now. Everybody's seen that trailer. That looks really good. Okay. Let's talk about that real quick. So X came out, then Pearl. When X came out, I watched, everybody loved it, and I watched it, and I didn't even know if I really even liked it the first time because I just thought it was funny and ridiculous, and I've talked about this before, but it grew on me. It grew on me, and I've actually watched X probably about 3 or 4 times now, and I really like it. I need to own it. I don't know why I haven't bought it yet. And then when Pearl came out, I actually enjoyed Pearl more than I did X. And now Maxine, I am excited for. I wasn't like real excited for X or real excited for Pearl like everybody else was, but I am for Maxine. I like the fact that they're adding in the Night Stalker, real life serial killer in with this, and then adding it in with the Maxine story. So I am so down. She looks really hot in the blonde. I'm usually not with the blondes, but she looks good as a blonde. She looks good as a brunette. So I'm very excited for Maxine. So yes. Your favorite is part 3. Oh, that's cool that you like part 3. Yeah, I love all of them. There's also a part 4. We did talk about that. Me and Brian talked about that. I don't know if a lot of people have realized that there is a part 4. It was a TV movie, and that's the one where it's a girl that is actually Satan. And so that's where I am wondering what they're going to do with the first Omen. God, I don't want to spoil anything, but you do find there's several girls that have the 666. It's just that they don't want a girl, they want a boy. You know what I'm saying? So, but you do see that there's a few girls in this left at the end. So it's like, okay, so what's going to happen with the girls? Will they do another movie? I don't know, but there's 3 particular girls. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I thought that was interesting. And we were talking about how there's a part 4 and it's a girl for that one. So I haven't gotten to watch Ghostbusters yet. I never did get to watch Ghostbusters. We never got to go, unfortunately. And the funny thing is when we went to watch the first Omen, I'd already bought all the Ghostbusters merch, but then they had t-shirts and I didn't see the t-shirts. So I bought a t-shirt. I bought a Ghostbusters Frozen Empire t-shirt when I went to go watch the first Omen the other day. Yes, there's lots to look forward to this year. And tonight we got Chucky. So I got to get home tonight and we got to watch Chucky's tonight. American Horror Story came back last week. Delicate. That was actually going to be one of my honorable mentions, was that I did watch American Horror Story last week. It's still very strange and weird, and I don't know what's going on, and there's not really much more of it I can talk about because it's just very strange and weird. I just want to know what's happening. But yeah, so tonight I'm going to be watching Chucky and then American Horror Story. I have not seen Late Night with the Devil either. I did not get to go to the movie theater to see that yet either, but I would like to watch it, so. Fallout tonight. What? Oh, movie? Fallout? I seen the previews to that. Is that what we're talking about? Yes, I did see Saw 11 got delayed. We were just talking about that earlier, me and Brian. Yeah, it got delayed until next year. Yay. That's all right. Late night. It will be on Shudder. Is it going to be on Shudder? Late night? Wait, what's going to be on Shudder? Whoa, wait. Oh, Prime series for Fallout. Okay, I got you. What? I swear to God, I just seen previews to a movie to the movie Fallout. Didn't we see previews to the movie Fallout when we watched the first Omen? I thought we did. Yeah, The Crow got delayed too. I'm not interested in the Crow, so I don't really care about that. Have you seen Michael Myers Into the Myers verse? No. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, Fallout based on the video game. Yeah, there was previews to a movie that's supposed to come out too for that. Hey, horror couple, how are you? Appreciate it. Miss y'all. Robbie, Philip said thanks. Just for his birthday shout out. No interest. Brandon Lee is it. Oh, you're joking about the Michael verse. I'm like, what? There's a Michael verse now? What's happening? It's like I didn't see that. Now, if they do a Halloween series and they make it, you know, the whole story before, I wouldn't mind a story, you know, while he's in the mental hospital as a child, from him getting in there to the time that he leaves to go terrorize everybody in Haddonfield. But I don't know. I think I can deal with that. Hello, Jason. How are you? All right. So, let's talk about the next movie. Let's move on. Really quick, just to get this out of the way. Like I said, I had honorable mentions, and I watched American Horror Story. That's weird. And then I also watched Gacy, Serial Killer Next Door, which is on Tubi. I've seen a couple people post about it, but not too many. I kind of have to go ahead and say that was a no for me for that movie. It was like, so they took the story of the teenage boy from across the street that kind of became friends with him at first or something or whatever, but then kind of realized Gacy was weird and weird things were happening. So the whole story is the viewpoint of the teenage neighbor. Yeah, his viewpoint and his relationship with Gacy and stuff. They do show some stuff that Gacy is doing, though, to other people within the movie. But it kind of played out more like a Lifetime Gacy movie than anything else. So it's not like I was bored with it. I wouldn't say not to watch it. If you're a serial killer fan and you're into Gacy and all that, I don't know. But it was interesting to have a different point of view. But like I said, it kind of played out like a Lifetime movie. The guy that did play Gacy, though, I thought did a really good job. He did a really good job. The makeup was good. He did a good job being just sinister and like you just don't want to be around him. But yeah, it was just more like a Lifetime movie type thing, even though it wasn't, but it just played out like one. So it was kind of for me, kind of just mediocre for me. But the first Omen, I would rate a solid 8, a good solid 8 on that for the first Omen. So, hello Elaine, how are you? Hello Miguel, how are you? Yes, I've seen the Maxine trailer. I was just talking about it, how exciting it looks. I like the fact that that they're putting in the Night Stalker. So yeah, watched Followers on Screambox. That was good. I have not seen that. I'll have to check that out. Pen pals with John Wayne Gacy, disturbing. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you're good, Elaine. Better late than never. I hope you're doing good. So you enjoyed the first Omen too. Brian didn't like it. Get ready, Robbie. Brian didn't like it, and I'm not understanding why. I don't get it. It really tied into the Omen really well, so I don't get it. But okay. All right, let's move on to another brand new movie that I've seen a few people talk about as well. This is a Tubi original. You know me and my Tubi originals. It's called Festival of the Living Dead. And it is directed by the Soska sisters. One huge reason why I wanted to watch it, because I do love the Soska sisters and I do like their movies. And obviously this is a zombie horror movie. It's a zombie comedy action horror movie. And I liked it. I thought that this movie was a ton of fun. It was a lot of fun. Did it have its flaws? Of course it had its flaws. It's a Tubi original, you know, come on. But it didn't have that many flaws to where it was a bad movie. As far as Tubi originals goes, this movie was pretty good and a lot of fun compared to a lot of the other Tubi originals I have talked about. I literally would give this one at least a 6.5. Okay. But you know, I'm into slasher movies and stuff like that. Zombies, I'm kind of like, I've been kind of done with. But like I said, since this was a Soska sister movie, I wanted to watch it. And again, I had tons of fun with it. Now, with it being a Soska sister movie, it was really different for them. It didn't seem like a Soska sister movie. Probably because it's a Tubi original. You know what I'm saying? So they have to tone down some stuff for Tubi. There's no nudity, sex, nothing too crazy going on. You know, there's a little bit of language and all that, but not any of the real crazy stuff. So that's, you know, we see some from Soska sisters. So I was like, if I didn't know that it was directed by them, I wouldn't have known that it was a Soska sister movie. So there's that. Anyway, so you have Ash. She's the main character. She's a badass. I really liked her. And her boyfriend and his friends invite her to the Festival of the Living Dead. Now she's at home babysitting her younger brother. One of her friends is over with her, and who's not necessarily friends with her boyfriend and his friends. But, you know, they're all hanging out, and they want to take her to the Festival of the Living Dead. Her friend pretty much tells her, you know, go ahead and go. I'll stay here and watch your younger brother. Now, the younger brother's cute. He, you can tell, is into like stunts and horror movies and stuff. And he does this whole stunt at the beginning of the movie, like a prank stunt kind of thing to her friend. That was actually like really freaking cool. It was almost like he came off the rafters to hang himself, and then he did something else. And I was like, wow, that was kind of cool and creative. So this kid kind of does this stuff throughout the movie. And so basically, in the world of this movie, back in the 60s, they tell you about it, back in the 60s, kind of like Woodstock. It wasn't necessarily Woodstock. It was a zombie breakout that had happened. And, you know, the whole zombie war happened, and then it was done, and it was all over, and they thought, okay, there's never going to be any more zombies ever again. And so every year since then, they have the Festival of the Living Dead, kind of like a Woodstock in a way. And so now, all of a sudden, something has happened, and now there's zombies again. So yeah, they go to the Festival of Living Dead, her and her boyfriend and friends, and yeah, all of a sudden they just see some people aren't looking right. They look a little sick, and then they all some turn into zombies. And then the rest of the movie is just, you know, a lot of action, a lot of zombie killing, trying to figure out what's happening, and just survival, basically. And her brother and her friend do leave the house. He wanted to go, the little brother, so they do leave the house, and they end up going to the festival too. And now it's like all of them trying to fight off zombies, and just kind of, you know, that's basically what it is. They're just fighting off zombies the rest of the movie. But I thought it was like totally fun. You know, they go to this little festival and everybody's having a good time, and then hey, there's some zombies. It was good special effects. I thought the blood and gore and the makeup and all that was really good. There was a part which, at the beginning when they're going to the festival, when they first see their first zombie and realize, uh-oh, something's happening here. They're in the car, they're driving, and it played out a little bit like I Know What You Did Last Summer. When they're in the car, they're driving, they're having a good time, and then they hit something in the road. Well, they hit a zombie. So that's like the first zombie they see, and then from there on, it's just zombie action throughout the rest of the movie. I don't know. There's not much more I can really say about it. It's just a cut and dry, fun action, zombie killing movie. And like I said, the makeup was good, special effects were good. I had total fun with it. A little cheesy at times, but whatever. I give it a good 6.5. I would say a lot better than a lot of the Tubi originals that I have talked about in the past. I will put this probably up on my top, let's say 5 now. My top 5 Tubi originals. This is in my 5 now. Total fun. And like I said, I haven't really been into zombie stuff lately in a long time. I've kind of been burnt out on zombies. But I really liked this one. It was good. All right. What y'all been saying? Power couple. They've already been arguing about it. Yeah. Yay! Oh, well, happy birthday, Elaine. I remember last time you said that your birthday was coming up. Next Wednesday, we will be leaving for Alabama, so I will not be doing my live show next Wednesday, and we won't be doing a podcast next Wednesday. But we are leaving for Alabama. I'm bringing back my daughter. And then the Wednesday after that, I'll return, and we're going to talk about Abigail. So I'm going to tell you happy birthday now. I love the Rabid remake. I liked both Rabid movies, honestly. The original and the remake. American Mary. Yeah. Night Killer. Have I seen Night Killer? I feel like I have. I think I have. There's only one Ash. Well, her name is Ashley. Well, I guess his name's Ashley too, isn't it? Duh. The Wind. That is a good movie. I have seen that one. And The Wind is actually good. I like horror movies that are like The Wind, The Car, The Hearse, which are all good movies. I like movies like that. The Hand. Yep. Hateful Eight. That was good. I've seen the movie 68 Kill. That I have not seen. I have not seen 68 Kill. Is that good? I like to see that, if it's good. All right. So, I highly recommend Festival of the Living Dead, y'all. And especially if you like Soska Sisters, give it a try. I think you'll have fun with it, hopefully. Right? All right. So, my other movie I wanted to talk about real quick is called Fear in the Night. This is a Hammer horror movie from 1972. You can view this movie on Freevee or Plex. It might be on YouTube, maybe too, but it is on Freevee and it is on Plex. It's about an hour and 34 minutes long. And this is it plays out like a giallo, psychological horror drama. This movie was so freaking good. It was a blind buy for me. It was under slashers for Hammer horror, and I've been loving Hammer horror movies. The Draculas, the Frankensteins, all of that stuff. The Reptile, Twins of Evil, all of that. I love all of it. I haven't watched a Hammer horror movie I don't think I haven't liked. Well, there was a Mummy. The Mummy ones were a little bit boring. But other than that. But most all of them I really loved. So I tried this one on a blind buy. I bought it, and I loved it. You've got Joan Collins, Ralph Bates, Peter Cushing, Judy Geeson. You cannot go wrong with Joan Collins. She is a bitch. Love Joan Collins. I love her from Dynasty, of course. And then Peter Cushing, he's in a lot of Hammer horror movies, so you can't go wrong with him either. So you got the story of Peggy, and Peggy has been in the mental hospital for about 6 months. She had a nervous breakdown, and she's ready to leave the hospital, and her new husband, who you find out later on in the movie, they've been together for like 4 months, and they're already married. I was like, jeez. But you kind of find out about that story later on. So they move into this boys' school because her husband works there. He's kind of like the assistant to the headmaster. And the headmaster is played by Peter Cushing. His name is Michael Carmichael. And Joan Collins plays his wife. And so they move into this boarding school. And all of a sudden, like right off bat, before they even get to the boarding school, Peggy is getting stalked by a one-armed killer. Now, with it being a one-armed killer, I thought that was already interesting enough, because I don't feel like we've had that so much. I mean, of course, you've got from I Know What You Did Last Summer, the fisherman, he has the hook for his hand, and Candyman has a hook too for his hand. But it's not, I don't ever see anything played out like this though. So when you see the killer, it's just like an arm and you can see the fake hand. So this movie's very psychological. And they did a lot of that back in the 60s and 70s. And I think that the scare factor and the horror factor of the movie, the movies back then, everything was all psychological. And they did such an excellent job with that back in the 60s and 70s. So, again, she's being stalked by this one-armed killer, but no one is believing her. And now that they've gotten to the boarding school and they've gotten in there, and, the school's big and it's kind of creepy and stuff, and it's old. And the killer's back. It got her again at the boarding school, trying to get her again. And again, no one's really believing her and what's happening. Then you get about, I would say, 3 or 4 plot twists in this movie to make it the psychological film that it is. And every plot twist, you're like, like everything was, it was so good. So you think you got one killer, and then you find out, oh no, it's somebody else. And then you find out, oh, because it's about this whole story. And then this person's also involved. I mean, it just kept going plot twist after plot twist. Totally fantastic until everything unraveled at the end. And then the very end, had this totally uneasy feeling by the end of this movie. Okay. I would like to say there is a part in this movie. I don't want to like, even though it's a 72 movie, I don't feel like a lot of people have watched this movie, so I don't want to reveal all the plot twists, because if I reveal all the plot twists, then I'm like giving away the whole movie for you, and that feeling of, so I don't want to do that for you. But I will say this, anybody who is squeamish about animals, there is a rabbit scene in this movie. You might want to look away. But it is the first time that you see Joan Collins. She kills a rabbit. You can tell they're hunters and have a lot of guns. And then she does something else to the rabbit. She's very mean to the rabbit in front of Peggy, who you can tell is squeamish of these sort of things. And that just kind of shows you the type of personality and demeanor that Joan Collins, her character has. Okay. So if you're squeamish about animals, I'm telling you right now that there is a rabbit scene. And apparently, I think at one point, I don't know if it's actually in the movie, but it was in the bonus features when I was watching that, that there was a real rabbit that was shot. I guess it was mangy and about on its way out anyway, and they had used a real rabbit to show Joan Collins how to shoot the gun or something like that. So I'm not sure if it's the real rabbit in the movie. It kind of looked that way. I don't know. But just wanted to put that out there about the rabbit. I wrote that down for people who are squeamish about animals. And then something else I wanted to say too. This was a double bill back in the 70s when they would show two movies at one time at the drive-in. You got the double bill going on, right? So back then, it was a double bill, and they called it Women of Fear. That was the title of the two movies. And it was this movie, Fear in the Night, and then another movie called Straight On Till Morning. That was the double bill. And both movies play on women's fears, and they both play on women's mental health. That's what a lot of this is about. Because like I said, she had a nervous breakdown, was in the mental hospital, and now this movie plays out on her mental health. Like they take advantage of that to do something to her for the plot twists. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and I ended up buying Straight On Till Morning from Scream Factory because I want to watch that now too, if that was a double bill with this one. I actually should be getting it in the mail today. So, I actually know what, I didn't buy it from Scream Factory. I bought it on Amazon. But Scream Factory has it, but Amazon had it for cheaper. So I did buy that one, and I'll talk about that one next time I see you guys. But man, this movie was, out of all three movies, I honestly will have to say, I feel like I liked Fear in the Night the best. I mean, they really know what they're doing with psychological horror way back then. And I don't feel like these older movies, especially Hammer horrors, talked about enough at all. And it wasn't like there's a lot of blood and gore and all that in these movies, because you don't need that for these. Again, it's all psychological, and then plot twists happening and things unfolding that are creepy or scary or uneasy feeling. So yeah. Highly, highly recommend Fear in the Night. Like I said, you can probably find it on Freevee or Plex. All right, what are y'all saying? Yes, she was in the 1972 film version of Tales from the Crypt. You are correct. I did watch the bonus features on this, and there was interviews and all of that on here with a lot of the people that were in the movie. And I will say this, or I didn't say this, they said this, but everybody said that Joan Collins was an actual bitch. She was hard to work with on set. And the reason being, like I said, this was 1972. She didn't do Dynasty. Dynasty didn't happen until, I think it was, 80, 81? And that's what made her extremely famous, was Dynasty. So apparently, while she was doing this movie and it being a Hammer horror, she acted like she was doing everybody a favor by being on this movie and being on the set, is what everybody was saying. That was what her attitude was. So apparently she didn't necessarily want to do this movie, but at the time she wasn't doing much. Okay, and she wasn't that big star, so she was like, okay, I'll do a Hammer horror. But to act that way towards everybody and on set, like you're, like you're Alexis Colby already, when you're not. Yeah, so no one really had too many good things to say about Joan Collins. I wrote that down too, that she had attitude on set. So yeah, she had major diva behavior. You can't get that diva behavior until you are Alexis Colby. Then you can do that. So there's that. All right. Well, that's really all I have watched, guys. I didn't get to watch a fourth movie. I tried to at least do 4 movies for y'all, but I just didn't get anything else in. So Fear in the Night, please go watch that. Festival of the Living Dead on Tubi, and the first Omen is out at the movie theater right now. I recommend all 3 movies. I liked all 3, so they were really good. And then I had also watched, like I said, American Horror Story, which comes on tonight. Chucky will come on tonight. I'll be watching that. And then I had watched the Gacy Serial Killer Next Door movie that was also on Tubi. And that was okay, so I was going to have something I want to talk to y'all about real quick before I show you guys some products. But this past weekend, exciting stuff happened. We filmed Skate to Hell here at Nightmare Toys. They did some filming here Saturday and Sunday. And on Saturday was the day that we filmed a lot of my stuff. And I played a Karen. I am a Karen. I'm a bitch. I'm about as a bitch as I can be. My thing went out. Oh, there it goes. It's back. It keeps going in and out. I don't know why. But yeah, so the reason for me wearing the pink blouse that I would never wear was because I was being a Karen. And so I was, pink blouse. I had khaki pants on, which I would never wear. Y'all know I ain't gonna wear no damn khaki pants. I had my hair back. I had the purse, the purse on me. Yeah, so it went really well. It was tons of fun. The scene, there ended up being a couple more lines that were added in as we were filming and doing stuff. But everybody was fantastic. Sean C. Phillips, thank you very much for having me in your movie. You're awesome. Everybody that was here, it was totally awesome. We had such a good time. We filmed like 2 in the afternoon until almost midnight on Saturday. There was blood everywhere. There was other fluids. We'll just say that. There's lots of gore in this. Lots of fun gore. It's fun and it's funny. Some crazy stuff we filmed that wasn't on paper, but we got it on film. And then Sunday, they came back. I was not here on Sunday, but they came back to film stuff outside, our alley and all that outside. They did a whole bunch of stuff out there from like 2 until 2 in the morning. They were filming a lot of stuff. Steven was here, and so they ended up using Steven. So Steven is in the movie as well. So he got himself a little cameo in the movie. And John Dugan, which leads me into a product. John Dugan, who played Grandpa in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre original and some of the other ones as well. He was here filming with them, and he signed our Grandpa masks. I had put this up yesterday on my Instagram. Let's see if we can see that. I put this on my Instagram yesterday. We had a few of them, and we only have this one left. Yay. So we got one left. Let me see if I can show is the signature on that? Yeah, there we go. Trying to lift the hair. There's the signature. But I think we're selling these for $100. Yep, $100. And we've got the one left. So how nice of that was him to do that. It was all his idea. Steven said he's seen the mask and was like, hey, I want to sign that. And Steven got out all the other ones that we had, and he signed all of them. So that was very nice of him. So thank you very much, John Dugan. I hate that I missed you. But I did have a skateboard from Skate to Hell. A bunch of us have the boards, and we're getting them signed and everything. So I was going to show you my board, but one of the members of the crew, yes, it's Cool Duder that's directing that. Yes, sir. One of the members of the crew took my board on Sunday so they can get other actors and other people to sign it for me. I didn't know that they were doing that. I was going to show it to you guys today, the skateboard. But I'll have to show it to y'all later. But they were filming Monday, and they had a lot of actors on Monday. Todd Bridges. We all know him from Different Strokes. Jenna Jameson. Who else did they say? There's like 4 or 5 different actors. I can't remember everybody. It was so many people are in this. Who else was here? Eric Roberts. That's right. Eric Roberts. I think he said something about, did he say something about Eileen Dietz? Yeah, Eileen Dietz, Eric Roberts, Jenna Jameson, Todd Bridges. I can't remember, but there was a whole bunch on Monday that they were filming with for the movie. There's like almost 300 people in this movie. It's a lot of people in this movie. So they're getting my skateboard signed for me, which thank you very much. I was just shocked when I came in and it wasn't there. I was like, oh my God, what happened to my board? I want my skateboard. So that happened, and I wanted to show you guys that. And then Sebastian Bach from Skid Row came in. Like, hello? I mean, you never know who's going to come into Nightmare Toys. So he came in on Sunday and Monday. He came back twice and bought stuff. I was not here, of course. I guess I'm never here. But Steven got to meet Sebastian on Sunday, and Brian got to meet Sebastian on Monday. But Sebastian did come in. He loved the store. He bought a Jaws towel, Jaws blanket, a shirt, a mask. And then on Monday, he came back and bought the King Kong mask. And he said he's going to use it for something. I don't know. Brian said he was on his way to Arizona to go shoot something. I don't know what. But they both said that Sebastian Bach is very tall. Like, he's almost 7 feet tall. But they got pictures. And I think everybody on Saturday, on Sunday, the crew, they were all trying to get him to be in the movie when they were filming. But I think they all got pictures with Sebastian and stuff too. So Sebastian ended up being a very cool guy, taking pictures and stuff. So that's awesome. I'm sad I missed that, because Sebastian Bach was like my hair metal band hottie. I thought he was like so hot back in the day out of like all the hair band people. Him and the lead singer Slaughter. Them two were my hotties. So I'm very sad that I did not get to meet Sebastian Bach. But I am so honored. I know me and Philip both are, because Philip, he was a big hair metal band person. He was a teenager in the 80s. And he was all about hair metal bands. Philip has been to concert after concert after concert. He's been to all of them. And so it was very cool to have Sebastian Bach in our store. So I'm good. Haters, Sebastian Bach came in my store. So that's all I have to say about that. Anyways, Eric, I know I have met Eric Roberts. He's awesome. Don't care about his sister, only Eric. Jamie Lee Curtis. What about Jamie Lee Curtis? Has a couple of horror movies coming out. Yes, he does. And Nicolas Cage has been in here too. See, Nicolas Cage has been in here. Sebastian Bach. Hello. What's your favorite scary movie? Oh, well, my favorite scary movie is April Fool's Day. That's my favorite horror movie. I love it. And yes, Sean C. Phillips is crazy. Y'all, he let a lot of us just kind of do whatever too, even though he's directing. And like I said, there's some extra stuff that we filmed that wasn't on paper that I think is going to be really cool. He said he liked my performance, so I hope I did good. I hope I was a good Karen for everybody. It was fun. It was totally fun. I felt very comfortable. Actually, with everybody. Well, I know everybody, so I felt very comfortable with everybody and felt comfortable with the role, and I had tons of fun doing it. I know we all did. So passed away from Firehouse. CJ Snare passed away from Firehouse. Like right now? Like just a couple days ago? Really? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh man. I'm picturing Firehouse video right now on MTV. Back in the day when MTV was awesome. 18 in Life. Hell yeah, 18 in Life. I did see Exorcist Believer. Yes, I did. Yeah, we reviewed it. You can probably go back on the YouTube and see the Nightmare podcast when we reviewed Exorcist Believer. Sure did see that. All right. Well, let's see what else I got. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. I can't remember if I showed you guys these or not, but these are new um, in the store too. These are journals, some Ghostbusters journals I wanted to show you guys. We got two different kinds. Let's see, they're $20, $19.99. They are on the website and in store. A lot of the stuff we're putting on the website now. So website's getting back on now, okay? So the masks, so if you want to get this is on the website. And a lot of the stuff that we've been getting now, we've been putting on there. We've got beach towels, we've got tin totes, we've got journals. I think we put some more autographs on there that we've gotten. And I'm waiting for a bunch of stuff at the moment too to come in. So, but yeah, these are $20. There's two different kinds, two different styles of Ghostbusters journals. They're really nice. So I like those. So those are on there too. If you need a journal or something to write your thoughts down, get you one of those with Ghostbusters being hot at the moment. But that's really all I have to show you guys. See what else is happening. Not March. I need April, not March. I think that's really about it. We really don't have anything else planned for the rest of the month. I thought maybe I would have a signing planned for the end of the month, but I haven't heard anything back from the proper people. So I don't know. I guess not. I don't know. But yeah, nothing else is happening the rest of the month. Like I said, next Wednesday, we will be going to Alabama. So I will not be doing the podcast or the live show next Wednesday. Just going to put that out there, but we will return for Abigail. And then we will be Texas Frightmare next month. So I hope to see everybody at Texas Frightmare. I cannot wait for that. Really quick, let me answer what y'all are saying. Which is your favorite and least favorite? Okay, that's a good question, Charles. Charles is asking me with the Alien franchise, which is my favorite and my least favorite. And I noticed they're putting out a new Alien movie. So I will go ahead and say this. I have not watched all of them. I've watched 1, 2, and 3. That's it. I love Aliens. The second Aliens is my favorite. But I love the first and second deeply. I watched them a lot when I was a kid. They came on HBO a lot. I think for me, I'm not always huge on alien stuff and sci-fi movies all the time. But for me, this is like the quintessential alien sci-fi movie. And then they came out with 3. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give that a try. I didn't necessarily care for it too much when that happened. And I never watched anything beyond that. I just don't think I would ever get the same feeling with any of the other ones like I do with 1 and 2. So I've never watched any more. So I just have to tell you my favorite is Aliens. Is Exorcist Believer a bad movie? You know what? I don't think it's as horrible as everybody else thinks it is, but it wasn't, I guess, exactly what I wanted for a storyline, and got a little soft at the ending. I didn't need that, and I didn't like how they utilized, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart, the mom, the actress's name that played Reagan's mom. I'm having a brain fart. Her. I didn't like how they utilized her in the movie. I was excited for her to be in the movie, but they didn't utilize her well, though. So, I think Exorcist Believer is one of those movies that you just have to watch, and you just have to decide on yourself if you think it's a bad movie or not. I do like the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I actually really love it. So, I love the remake. I know a lot of people don't, but yeah, I like it. That's one of those where I think the original and the remake I really like. Let's see. Yeah, Aliens is great. You just can't beat Sigourney Weaver, and I don't know, you just can't beat some of the stuff that they had done back in the day, and some of the practical effects they had done back in the day with everything. You can't get that same feel anymore. I don't know. Everything's so CGI'd. I don't know. Whatever. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go. That's all I really have to talk about. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I've given you some movie recommendations, especially with Fear in the Night, Hammer Horror. I am so on the Hammer Horror. Please go try Hammer Horror movies if you want something new to watch. They're really, really, really good. They're very smart. That's a good word for them. They're smart. Like the psychological stuff, very smart. And then like the Frankenstein stuff and Dracula stuff is just fun. So, and you get everything you want in a horror movie. You get in these movies. You get the blood. You get the cheesiness. You get the sex, the boobs. A lot of them have boobs. The psychological. I mean, yeah. So, highly recommend. Go watch the first Omen and go watch the Festival of the Living Dead on Tubi. Tubi. All right, guys. I will see y'all in 2 weeks, and we'll talk about Abigail. Okay? Bye, guys. Have a spooky weekend.